to GTTV, and this year Valve does have a big game coming out, but it may not be what you're expecting. It's Dota 2, and I'm here with EJ, Eric from Valve, to tell us about Dota 2, which is already in beta. We were talking before, there are already 1 million people playing this game every month, but I think some people may not know about it. So tell us, what is Dota 2?
Dota 2 is the follow-up to what began as a modification for Warcraft 3. A guy that goes by the name of IceFrog built it, and over a period of about 7 years, continuously was adding content, changing the way the game's played, and kind of interacting with his customers. And so we saw that, and the way that he was doing that, as somebody that we really wanted to come work at Valve. And so we contacted him, and we thought the natural thing was to kind of take the things that he had done and bring them forward in Dota 2 and be able to take advantage of things that we had built inside of Steam. So being able to update the game easily and having matchmaking and building a community, we thought it was a really good fit. And so we now have about 1 million people that are playing the game. You know, we kind of feel like we're starting to build a pretty large community. It's one of the most played games on Steam, and we haven't even yet released it as a free-to-play game.
Now, Dota is based around the idea of these heroes, right?
Yeah.
It's a real-time strategy game. How does that work?
So the player at the start of the game chooses the hero they're going to play.
All pick.
And they have a small collection of skills and spells that they can use. The interesting thing for us was how attached that people are to their own hero that they play in the game. It's kind of like a role-playing experience from start to end that lasts about 45 minutes. You go from this really weak hero to the super powerful hero at the end of the game. And so we think that it kind of combines the fun of an action experience and a co-op experience with a really condensed role-playing experience.
And, you know, I think one of the things that's been interesting for Valve about this is, you said you've got it in beta, you've got 1 million people playing it, and there are amazing people from all around the world playing this game, right?
Yeah, and when we kind of started thinking about the tournament last year, we think it's the right fit for Dota. We think it's a very international game. It has a huge following in China and Southeast Asia and North America and Europe and every other part of the world.
Yeah.
A very international kind of love for this game.
Now, you guys are also working on something really cool around Dota 2, which I don't think you've talked about a lot, but tonight we're going to show people something from it. And this is a documentary film that Valve is making about some of these players and their story.
Yeah, we went into last year's International, and just kind of on a flyer, we're like, we should bring along some cameras of our own and get a bunch of footage. Who knows what will come of it? And what ended up happening is we kind of started to learn about these players that were following in their story and kind of their background, and it was incredibly compelling.
Yeah.
To the point where the two people that were working on Dota 2 at the time, they're working full-time on the documentary because they personally are so interested in telling these player stories to people in the community. We think it's going to be super exciting. We're hoping to get it out by the end of the year.
Yeah.
And I think you have a trailer.
That's right. We got the world premiere, first look at the Dota 2 documentary from the guys here at Valve. Let's check it out.
So it's kind of a ghetto setup. My landowner here, he had a table that I could use temporarily. I didn't have a monitor, so I went to my friend and he had a spare CRT monitor, so obviously I have 2 books here to punch that up. I don't think I play like any differently on the nice setups compared to this one.
This motivation in me has been coming from winning tournaments and representing my country for it.
What motivates a gamer to be a professional gamer? There are the lucky few out there that get to be signed into a team who has enough money to give them a salary equivalent of a normal paycheck.
You can be at the very top and work a full-time job and have a girlfriend and sleep.
I was your typical parent. You're spending too much time playing computer games. You need to go to school. You need to go to college.
I was born in Los Angeles, around 2 years old. My dad left my mom. She's had to raise us while going to law school.
Especially in Singapore, the families actually put a lot of stress on us in terms of our education.
He's an A-star student, you know. Because of this gaming, it broke him right now. It's very sad for me.
Trying to juggle both studies and gaming at the same time. Yeah, it takes a lot of effort.
I'm from Ukraine. My nickname is Lindy.
My father didn't have time to understand what Lindy is doing.
One way to forget about pain is to do something you will be in completely. So, computer games.
Everybody out there all around the world, we're live here in Cologne, Germany for the main event.
The International is the biggest stage. It's the first time ever we're going to see a prize pool of this size. We're going to see teams of this caliber assembled in one location.
It's really difficult for me to convince my family.
I actually got kicked out of my house. My parents used to tell me that gaming would be the death of you one day.
Deep down inside, I know this career is going to work out for me in the end.
That looks awesome, EJ, and those guys will be competing again this year?
Yep, all those guys will be back there at this year's tournament.
So if you won money last year, doesn't mean you can't win again?
No, absolutely not. We just try to get the 16 best teams together, regardless of how they did last year.
My God, all right, so someone could be walking away with another $1 million.
That's possible, yeah.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Now, speaking of money, this game is coming out as a free-to-play game, which is something new for Valve. How is that going to work? You're going to be able to download it for free on Steam, and then you'll buy heroes, or?
I mean, yes, you'll be able to download it for free on Steam. We chose to not purchase heroes because we kind of think that people already have their favorite hero, and we want them to have access to that hero and be able to kind of outfit them however way they want. So the items that we're going to be selling, many of them are ways to further customize your favorite hero. Many of those items were built by people in the community using the Steam Workshop. So a lot of the things that we learned from TF2's free-to-play experience we're kind of applying to Dota 2.
Stick around, we'll be right back with more info about Source Filmmaker.
We figure that by taking all the technology that we have and sharing it with everybody, people are going to make cool stuff.
And a brand new trailer for Counter-Strike Global Offensive.